Once upon a time, I was a little produce clerk at a superstore. I was one of those little minimum wage workers who would just show up, put out fruits and vegetables all day, make sure everything was looking good, occasionally sweep, keep things clean, but I was just one of those little produce workers. I remember honestly not thinking this job was that bad. It was my first job. I was in high school. I was in grade 10. I got the job during COVID. So when you're at that age, making any money, you honestly feel like a millionaire. Except for the boss. At first, it was calm, but then over time, I started to realize this is actually the ugliest guy ever. Toss up a picture. His name is Leslie. But Leslie was actually always on dick for no reason. Like, it was actually crazy. And I worked with one of my homies. His name is Cameron Billy. He does Muay Thai fighting now. Like, it's actually crazy. He's insane at what he does. But probably one of the funniest people I've ever met. Loved working with him. But we would grind so hard when we worked together just so that we could like chill later in our shifts. But it was the end of our shift. We had closing duties in produce, so at the end of our shift, we'd have to take all the fresh veggies off the one wall, put it in the cooler, take all the grapes off, put them in the cooler, and what else? We'd cover the potatoes for the end of the night just so that they're not like getting light all day. Beats me, but yeah, those are our closing duties. And then we'd also clean the cooler, do breakdown. Me and Cameron did everything. Had all of closing shifts done. Everything was done, and the store usually closed at 10. So let's say it was like 9:55 right now. We're chilling by the clock out machine, just talking. Leslie's bitch ass walks by, and this guy's like, "Hey, you guys are on clock until 10 o'clock. What are you guys doing?" And we were like, "Oh, like we finished everything." And like, I get it. We're on clock until that time. We should be working until then. But it's like, it's not that deep, bro. We're minimum wage workers. We finished everything you want us to do. But yes, he's like, yeah, like there's still more you guys can be doing. Cameron, I'm just one of those kids that was like, okay. But the whole time Cameron's obviously like, what do you mean? Like, we finished everything. So then Leslie's like, okay, like follow me guys. I'll show you guys what else you guys can be doing. Takes us literally to the abyss of the superstore back room. Like this guy has us doing Maze Runner, going through the absolute trenches, trying to find something to do. Then he goes to like this. Yeah, he goes to the abyss, finds these random pallets. He's like telling us we should be cleaning behind them, yada yada yada. This guy Cameron, it's 10 o'clock. I'm off now. He just clocked out, punched his number out, walked out. And ever since that day, I realized that if there's one thing that I cannot do outside of like for my entire life, it is being a minimum wage worker and just being like a bitch to people in those situations. I remember, I think I talked about him a little bit before, the guy Devin that I used to work with, who is like super calm, but he like, he's one of those people that should change lives. I feel like he should easily be changing people's lives, but he just works at Superstore and he's okay just being bitched around all the time. He'll complain about it, but he'll be like, ah. But I want to actively like work a job that I, every single day I'm like, I'm glad I do this. And when it gets to a point that I hire people, I want people that work with me and around me that are all like, I can see myself doing this until I die. And every day that I do this, I'm glad doing it. Rather than being a little shitty superstar worker, being like we all collectively, every single person hated this guy Leslie. It was crazy, but he still had like a certain power over the store. Obviously, he's doing something right because he's in that position, but it makes everyone that works with you hate you. And from like the low end position, those are the people that really build the store. Like it's the produce clerks and the customer service reps and the people that work in overnight grocery that really make the store, not the manager as much as we want to think it is. But onto business progress. So while I've been doing my outreach recently, one of the common issues that I've been coming across is I've been realizing that I don't really have much of an offer, or like I don't even know what my offer is for the most part. I send my initial outreach text or like my cold message, and then I have a service in mind that I know I can pitch to them, but I don't really know like exactly what I'm pitching to them or exactly what I want them to buy from me. But I had spent some time learning about how to make a better offer and how to like get my offer nailed down to perfection. And obviously throughout learning about it for myself, I had to take some notes and jot some things down. So I'm just gonna share those things out loud and then share my new offer to you guys. One of the first things I learned is you gotta make sure that the offer is super believable. There was one ad, I listened to a lot of Alex Hormozy, and that's one of the guys that
I went to for a lot of information about improving my offer. But there was this one ad he spoke about that was someone advertised. It was like in New York City, and they said that for every $1 you give me, I'll give you $1,000 back. But it's so like outlandish. It kind of sounds like AI nowadays almost. That it's so outlandish that people are like, yeah, this is some bullshit. I'm not feeding into that. So you have to make the offer believable enough that people like believe that it can be fulfilled, but also fulfillable, that you can actually fulfill it on the other end. Alex Hormozi also talks a lot about the proper use of free. So there's so many ways that you can use free as an advantage to you, especially when you're first coming up or just starting. It kind of shifts the, like, let's say it's scale. And if it's a proper priced item, it's right in the middle, whether it's fulfillment and paying for it. The scale that the customer sits on is right in the middle. But if you can skew it towards the fulfillment and they don't have to pay as much for the same outcome, it kind of skews things towards you so that they feel more comfortable spending a bit more money because they're getting more fulfillment for the same amount of money or less amount of money. So if you feel the need to toss in free things, it kind of makes people more incentivized, and it puts more of the pressure on you to deliver the product, especially to begin with. But later in the career, it can result with the higher ROI, and the customer would feel more inclined to come back, especially since they feel like to start, you already did a good job, which you will have to do, and you promised exactly what you would give them, and you did this extra work. So it feels like they paid so much more than what they did for what they got, because exactly that, they got so much more than what they paid for. And that's ideally what you want every customer to feel like. Everyone that works with you, everyone that comes in contact with you, you want them to feel like they are getting way more than what they paid for. And a couple ways to use free. First way is using a free program when you sign someone up. So let's say you have let's say you made a digital product and then you also offer your social media services. So your offer is you give your social media services away for free with purchase of your product. So let's say your social media services are like $600 a month. You get them for 1 year for free when you buy my $1,000 product. That's like one way that's one way to use free within your service, within your offer. Another way is using a limited time offer. So just offering the enhanced version at a lower price. Like I'll show you in the offer that I came up with for myself. There's two different columns. One is like a slightly less enhanced. Oh, my sister's calling. Yeah, you'll see in mine, there's one column that's slightly less enhanced and another one that's slightly more enhanced. But most of the time anyways, I'll just give people the enhanced product for the price of the non-enhanced if they choose to go with the non-enhanced one anyways. Just to kind of use free as a way to pull them into this little mousetrap. Another way to use free is offering people a free trial plus a penalty. So it's making people pay for a no-show. So taking like an initial deposit, and every meeting that they go on, they get, let's say it's like $500, 10 meetings a month. Every meeting they go on, they get $50 back. So by the end of the 10 meetings, if they attend all of them, they get that $500 back. So it's pretty much like they did it for free, but they just have that incentive as like the money's already gone, the deposit's down, but they don't get it back until they actually fulfill the service. And you get your first testimonial out of that, which is what we're looking for at this time. Another thing is giving someone something free with a deposit, like what I just said, or giving someone something free for a lifetime. But this one's tricky. Alex Hormozi was talking kind of about it's like a mousetrap, how you kind of lure someone in, and then once you get them, like they're in. So he would offer, it was when he was in the fitness industry, he would offer like his coaching for free. But as a part of his coaching, you'd probably have to like buy supplements from his place, have a gym membership at his gym. But like he coaches you for free. You get all this additional stuff for free. And he's like a super smart guy. He's jacked. So like whatever he did probably works, right? He's not going to tell you some bullshit. But it's just like, finding a way to rope them in and then keep them in. So let's say, you offer your media services for free, but they can subscribe to your one-on-one information sessions that you post, like daily videos that are like beyond what you post on your YouTube channel. Or you have another program that you give to them for free along with it. Like just little things like that. And another 6 is doing a giveaway. Very important to make sure that you're not like falling within like the gambling parameters. I don't even know what it is, but apparently that's a big thing. So if you're doing a giveaway, make sure it's not gambling. And the last one is first blank is free. So it's like you charge like if someone buys 6 months of your service, instead of charging them for 6 months, first 2 months are free, you only get charged for 4. So that also skews a lot of the responsibility towards fulfillment rather than the person paying, because once again, it'll feel like they're getting way more than what they're paying for. Which, if there's anything that, I didn't even realize this while I was learning, but I'm realizing this from talking about it out loud now, the best way to make an offer is to make the person feel like they're getting more than what they're paying for. Make them feel like they're getting a lot more than what they're paying for, I guess. And that's that. I'll toss up my offer now, I guess. That'll be the last thing I'll go over. I spent a bit of time, just refining it, putting it into a Canva a little Canva doc, just so that if I have to refer to it or just send someone, like, after we've had a conversation, they just want something quick to look at. I wanted to make sure, one, that it was clean, it was neat, it looks nice, and it'll cover a decent amount of time. I gave it until the end of March, January, February, March. Yeah, until the end of March. So I'll have a quarter to grow my business, and then after that point, it'll be a good time to look at things again and see if I have to make any updates. But for now, it definitely should be good. And for the next little while, I don't see myself needing to change anything crazy. I want to make sure everything looked clean, that the colors are super in match, and that it has not too much text, but enough text that it explains everything, and also makes people kind of a bit more enticed and want to hear a little more about the product, if I haven't already had a full discussion with them already. But outside of this, I think I need to refine my outreach a little better next. Like not my method. I guess, my method, but also just what I'm saying. But that is for tomorrow. I think that's all for today. Let's go get that offer right and get any clients.